Hey, what's up everybody? Watrcher here with Watrcher Realms. As you can see, I am looking at my Guild Boss 1 Nightmare 4 run, and I am number 22 on the world rankings. And today I'm going to show you how I managed to do that. Anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. Okay, so you can kind of see the team here. I mean, well, not kinda, you can. I do have Awaken 3 Lust, Awaken 3 Kigiri, Awaken 3 Iovar, Awaken 4 Hex, Awaken 2 Silas, and my epics are all Awaken 5, and then my Torodor is Awaken level 1. There's a lot of things going on here. First off, I do need to mention that Hex is a huge carry for your Guild Boss 1 team, especially if you're running with a Iovar or a Raka, one of the two. Or either or. I also switched in Elowyn instead of Hollow. I found that the rage regen seems to be a little more consistent, a little more faster, because it is a global rage regen. Just having Elowyn in there. It does make it a little more sweaty throughout the fight though, because you do have to keep an eye on the range. But the major change that I had before yesterday, I was only scoring 90k blood, and I decided to awaken Kigiri to level 3 last week using one of the soul stones, and I wanted to try him out because I did try him out before and he's only hitting like 100 million, and I mean, Arrogance was doing a better job at getting that done. But now that he's awakened level 3, he's literally doubled his damage. It was 120 to over 200 million damage. It's insane. But I'm going to show you how to run the fight. I think it's pretty clear of what's happening here. The heroes are all really high awakening and all really well geared. But anyways, let's go into the fight. This is the team. We're at 966k power. This is really high for a Guild Boss 1 team. A lot of that is enabled because Elowyn is on the team instead of Hollow. Kind of really boosts up their BP. I'm going to go over the gear after the run, but I'm going to show you the run right away. You can go ahead and fast forward if you just want to see the gear. Here comes the dragon. Now, it is pretty sweaty getting everything laid down in the right time, and you need to start out with Lust, Kigiri, and then the rest of the team. Okay, let's start out with Lust. We are going to place it, pause by hitting the escape button, and then I'm going to unpause, place down Toro. I'm going to place down Kigiri right where Torodor was, and I'm gonna place down Volka and just pick her up. She's not in an invigoration set, she's actually in a damage set. I have found in general that having her in a DPS set and somebody losing invigoration is proven to make it so I end up with more damage overall in the end. Alright, so now we need to place Dolores here to get the invig buff to Kigiri, and then we need to put down Hex, Laurel, Silas, Elowyn, and Iovar. And then right when that cooldown for an Infernal Roar there gets down to right around the R or the O, you need to activate Kigiri. Right now. And he'll go off and he'll do his ult. Now Kigiri does have a lot of rage regen built into him. And my Pantheon bonus is an extra 40%, so he's pretty well off as far as getting his ults off. Now in the beginning here, you need to activate Elowyn right away to keep Iovar alive, and pretty much everybody else as soon as you can. Again, we're going to activate Kigiri. As soon as Laurel's done, we're going to pick her up. Activate Iovar again. Now the first one I'm going to start off with is going to be Torodor. He's going to be the first one to come back in for that decreased defense. Since Volka can't quite get it up fast enough, it's most beneficial because everybody's ults will be going off. Now I haven't gotten myself a good Dolores set yet of the new exclusive gear, so you're going to notice that there's going to be RNG still involved, unfortunately. Kigiri in between when the boss has got a shield going up or when he's in a vulnerable state, you do not activate him, just let him sit there. Hold on to Elowyn's ult. You do want to activate Torodor as soon as possible. to help with the Sinful Lash on Lust. And we will activate Iovar whenever his ult is ready. Bearing in mind of Laurel's time, how close she is to her time coming back on the field to get that damage increase. You're gonna notice that Hex is about to run out of his ult. Finally, that Awaken 3 is crazy. And Laurel is about to ready to come back on the field. So we will wait until Hex's ult is ready to go and Dolores' ult is ready to go before we put Laurel down. Because there's no need to do it until then. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick up Toro, place Laurel, activate Hex, activate Dolores, and we're just going to go ahead and pick up Laurel right away, activate everybody else's ults, and get Volka out on the field. Now, here comes Kigiri again, and Iovar. Now Volka's on the field. When Volka's on the field, you don't really have to worry about Iovar getting healing or Kigiri. Her passive there does a good job keeping everybody alive. I'm gonna activate Dolores and Iovar again right away. Kigiri. Like I said, it is sweaty. You really need to pay attention. It's kind of hard to record this and show you and then at the same time show what's going on and do it. Alright, so we're coming down to Laurel's 5 seconds away. I'm going to go ahead and activate him. We're going to wait. I know the shield's up. Activate Volka. Then we're going to pick her up. Put down Laurel. Activate Lust and Silas. Wait till they get going. Pick up Laurel. Activate Dolores. And place down Torodor to get that decreased defense going. We're out 2 minutes 25 seconds. You can see we're already at 51k blood. Activate Hex right away. Bad roll on Dolores right there. It is what it is. That means when Silas and Lust are ready to go, I'm just going to go ahead and activate them. Same thing with everybody else. We need to ignore Dolores for bad RNG. It is what it is. I think with Kigiri, that means the run here is going to be a little lower than what I had this morning, but it is what it is. Really need to get a good exclusive set going here. Now, Torodor's out on the field, so we do need to keep an eye on Iovar. It's going to have to be activated right after this hit here. Pick up Toro. Get Laurel out. Activate Elowyn. Activate everybody else as well. Take Laurel out. Get Volka back on the field. Activate Kigiri. Everything else seems to be lining up just like it usually does. We're gonna go ahead and activate Volka and Iovar. Hold off on that Kigiri. I know it's tempting to hit him. 70k, minute 17 seconds left. I'm gonna activate Dolores right away. We're gonna go ahead and hit Iovar. And we're gonna wait for Hex because Laurel is about 8 seconds away. Haven't really figured out if it's better to wait for that time or not. Might not be. It might be best just to go ahead and get him going again, but this time I'm gonna go ahead and do it this way. Alright, gonna pick up Volka, get Laurel out, activate Hex, pick up Laurel, activate Lust and Silas, place down Torodor. Now remember, this is the part where it gets pretty sketchy with Iovar. Iovar is a little difficult to keep alive in the end here. We do want to make sure we activate Torodor as soon as possible. Alright, here comes Kigiri. Smashing in some big damage. 91k. Nice roll on RNG there for Dolores. Hopefully I don't lose Iovar here. Come on. Like I said, it's sketchy. It really is. Kigiri. Activate Dolores and Iovar. Here comes Laurel back on the field. Activate Silas, Lust, pick up Laurel, and get your Volka back on the field. And everything should be pretty clear until the rest of the fight here. Whatever we get now, it is what it is. Look at 100 million, 100k damage right there. Got her. 101k with a bad roll. You can imagine what it'd be like if it just had perfect rolls all the time. Probably like 105 is probably where it's going to top out. But check out this damage. 246 coming out of Hex. I did much better on Kigiri's damage than I did on this morning's run, actually. 146 coming out of Silas. 145 coming out of Lust. That is an A3 Lust. Iovar coming in 130 million damage. That is actually much higher than this morning as well, too. So that's probably what's making up the difference here. Volka coming in at 16.8 million. Now you can see the only one really missing out on Invig is Iovar here, and I just don't see me giving him a 10% boost to his attack, making up for 16 million damage, unless you have like a super nice Invig set where you can do, you know, a good 10 million to 15 million damage with your Volka anyways. But that's unlikely. She's an Infernal Roar set with a 40% damage boost. 8 million is going to be hard to push, and I don't think that 10% is going to make that much big of a difference on Iovar. I could be wrong, but every single time I put her in it and he gets the Invig, I don't get as much damage. So 101.5 million. So let's go check out the heroes. I'm going to show you the gear now. I think that's absolutely insane. As you can see, it does put me at the top of my guild, of course. We have T-Lord coming in second place at 96k blood. He could easily pass me up with just a few slight changes. He's actually doesn't have the exclusive for Hex, poor guy. Anyways, now onto the world rankings here. As you can see, it did put me at 22, and you can see the difference in numbers. My Hex damage was way higher. My Kigiri was a little bit lower. Silas was a little higher. Actually, Iovar did better this morning, which I guess that makes more sense than I thought. I thought he did less than 130 million, but he did 140. Anyways, going to the team, let me show you the gear. Torodor is going to be an invigoration set with Whirlwind on the left side, trying to pick up crit rate where I can. He doesn't do a ton of damage, but I do like to try to get him built pretty fast. And he's coming in at 2-second attack interval, and his rage regen is at 14. Everything else is pretty irrelevant. That's kind of just your goal. Get him an Invig set, get him fast, get his stats built up, do what you can. Now for the artifact, he is in a tuning crystal. This gives him an opportunity to do some extra damage as well. On to Lust. Lust, you really want to build up that attack into the 17k range. You probably could go down to 16, but you do want to get your crit damage right around 350 to 380%. So somewhere in there, and her damage is going to be just fine. But you do want to go Soulbound Arcana if you are ulting enough. If you're doing a rage regen comp, you make sure you want to go Soulbound Arcana, and then Warlord on the left side. The Warlord on the left side could be swapped out for Annihilating Might, but I like to have that extra attack speed to get her going a lot faster. We have a level 13 exclusive artifact for Lust, just more opportunity for improvement. Now Volka. Volka is coming in a pretty hefty gear as well. She's got an Infernal Roar set, Warlord on the left side. He is an attack bonus, crit damage, attack bonus, and I'm really focusing on getting that rage regen really fast. When I cycle her in, I want her to get back to, or get to her ult as soon as possible, so she can put those vulnerabilities up and increase the damage of everybody that's out there. Warlord aside, attack speed, crit rate, crit damage. There is some room for improvement on some of this gear. 17.5k attack, 1.4 second attack interval, and 332 crit damage, and 60% or so rage regen. Plus the Pantheon, that's going to go up to 100%. Now the artifact is her Cruel Fate at level 13. Kigiri. How do you think we build Kigiri? Soulbind Arcana set, Warlord on left side. We are looking at 2 crit damage pieces with massive amounts of rage regen. Now, you only need 0 attack percentage pieces. You can go with 3 times crit damage on Kigiri on Guild Boss 1 and boost up that crit damage a lot higher. I could not manage it because of a rage regen issue. Now you do want to get your rage regen right above 60%, somewhere between 60 and 70 if your Pantheon bonus is at 40, but you want to try to get the total rage regen over 100. And he seems to be able to ult in time and get a couple extra ults off. If you didn't know, he has the ability to parry, and you need to sheathe in time before the boss hits you. Make sure that's within that 3-second window so that it's an Ember Strike and not just a Sweeping Strike. On the artifact, you're looking at Demonic Relic at level 10. Plenty of room for improvement there. I think every single time it goes up, it just increases his damage a little bit more, which would be awesome. Elowyn can be in whatever you really want her to be. I like her to be fast, I like her to ult a lot faster, so rage regen. This is just pretty much my standard Elowyn build that I use everywhere else, even in Guild Boss 2. It doesn't need to be anything special, but I would try to keep her like between a 1.5 to 1.6 attack interval or better, and then rage regen around 100. This is not a requirement for Elowyn, but you do want to put her in a Golden Scarab or Euphoric Orb. You have to decide which one's going to help you better. Euphoric Orb could arguably be a better option because it can increase the attack speed of the heroes on the field. Typically mine is in that. For this run I did it in Golden Scarab to make it easier on me for ulting with Iovar. Now Iovar's build is pretty typical as well, except we do have the exclusive gear, Iovar's weapon, which triggering Infinite Blades grants 30% damage increase for 5 seconds, which is essentially his ultimate, and it just increases his ultimate's damage by 30%, pretty much. Now, Wicked Vengeance is crit damage plus 40% and attack plus 10%. Remember, we only need to get to like 15 to 16k attack on Guild Boss 1. We have plenty to go with here. Soulbind Arcana set on the right side. He's not wearing the best pieces, but he has one nice one right here. Attack percentage, and a crit damage piece. And he's coming in with 17k attack, 1.2 second attack interval, and 375% crit damage. On the artifact, we're looking at a Spirit Siphon maxed out level 25. Now on Silas, I'm starting to run pretty tight on Soulbind Arcana gear, but I would suggest running him in it, especially with a team like this when they're ulting so much. It is just going to increase his damage by 10%, and it could equate to about 10 million damage, which could make a huge difference, but I just don't have the gear for it. Now, Infernal Roar, crit damage, and crit damage. On the left side, we're going Warlord, attack percentage, crit rate, and crit damage, attack percentage, crit rate, crit damage, and flat attack. You do want to get his attack semi-decent at 13k, 12 to 13k, and the crit damage is way overboard. You could, the difference is going to be minuscule. So if you go with another attack percentage piece here on the right side, that's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. The damage is going to be really close anyways. On the artifact, I'm maxed out level 25 Spirit Siphon, next to 30% damage. Now Laurel's gear is actually more important than you would think it would be. She needs to be fast. She needs to have a lot of rage regen. I would suggest putting her at Awaken 5 if you can, and level 60 with max promo. I do not really condone the whole level 50 thing. It just makes it harder for you on your gear, and you have to focus on HP percentage more than you really should have to. Now we are going an Invigoration set, so we want to give Invigoration buff to a hero on the field, but then we have Whirlwind set on the left side. For the Invigoration Bangle, an HP bonus, attack speed, rage regen. If you can get flat HP and defense, or get defense percentage, whatever, you want just defensive stats, but the priority is attack speed and rage regen. For the amulet, you want attack speed with HP bonus and rage regen, same idea. You want to have the rage regen nice and high, get the HP bonus nice and high, while maintaining the attack speed. And on the ring, of course, we're gonna go for rage regen, try to boost up that rage regen as much as possible to get her ult coming in as soon as possible. And you're focusing for attack speed. This is a semi-okay piece. It's not really that great, but it does the job. Whirlwind on the left side, attack speed is the main priority. HP bonus is going to be the second. And the same thing here, attack speed is main priority with HP bonus is your second priority. And you want to run a Nightmare Samsara. This makes a huge difference for her coming in her ult. And for that reason, that's why I point her upwards in the fight. Make sure that she's attacking the guild boss and restoring rage and getting ready to get to her ult as soon as possible. That first time you put her down there, you want her ulting as soon as possible. When it's done, you pick her up. And it makes the whole rest of the fight kind of be timed properly. Total stats, she's coming in with 26.9k HP, 1 second attack interval, and 94% rage regen. It's a very nice build for a Laurel. Alright, now Dolores. Is there anything really special going on here? Not really, but you do really need to focus on attack percentage and flat attack. 100% throughout the whole gear set. If you can manage some rage regen, go for it, but it's really not a priority. Attack percentage, flat attack, attack percentage, flat attack, attack percentage, flat attack. Here, attack percentage with flat attack, and attack percentage with, well, you can't have flat attack on the weapon. It's already there at the 960 for the base. So just pick up whatever else you can, some HP bonus. Now for the other stats, like I said, rage regen would be your next priority, and then HP bonus and defensive stats are what you're gonna be looking for. Total stats, she's coming in at 14k attack and 0% rage regen. Doesn't really make a difference. You have Laurel coming in and out. I just don't see the rage regen being a priority. Do not make it a priority with Dolores. Make that base attack as high as you possibly can get it. Now on the artifact, you do want to run a golden scarab, and this will give you a little bit of rage regen. And attack increases by 5%. You get rage regen increased by 50%. It's really enough. You don't really need anything else. I promise. That's the way to build your Dolores. Now, if I could get rage regen on those pieces, then I would probably do it, but I'm not going to sacrifice any attack for getting to that position. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. I am becoming a huge fan of pushing Guild Boss 1 and Guild Boss 2 as far as I can get them, even past of what's required. Obviously, my Guild Boss 1 score is twice what it needs to be. My Guild Boss 2 score is approaching that same kind of number, and I just enjoy pushing it. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep digging.